Aloha, I'm Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibet Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock, and Zoom it worldwide for the benefit of all sentient beings. And so that our Dharma brothers and sisters have a better understanding of what they're doing and how to use the Dharma for the benefit of everybody. I'm Lama Tashi. This will be our second class today. Today we did a Tara Zoom class and empowerment to 30 people, 40 people through the Tantric class in Canada, presented by Kristen Davey. When we present this class, is to get a better understanding of the Tibetan Buddhist shamanistic practices of what we call the Dharma. Dharma is to develop your wisdom nature. All sentient beings have this wisdom nature, but only humans can connect to it and develop it into higher states of intelligence and awareness. So it's all about healing, body, speech, mind, and being benefit to others, being kind and considerate, and reaching maturity in the human condition. And that's a definition of Buddha. Buddha is actually two words: how things appear, and Da, Bu, how things appear, and Da, the vibration or energy of those. So when we present the class tonight, it's going to be about the elemental nature of what we are composed of. And when I say we, I'm talking about humans. We are actually created by our mothers through the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And these and our meditation practices are focused on as the mother principle of healing and wisdom. And by doing these practices, one moves in a faster mode of existence or being into the true nature of their consciousness, which is simply stated as higher states of intelligence or awareness. And so the practices tonight will be based on that, the 5 elements. The key element we're going to pick for the 5 elements practice will be the half sphere of green light, which is the air element. This one. And of course, the other 4 elements are connected, but for specific applications and to treat the cause of sickness and disease, then we move into the mother principle of the 5 elements being the 5 taras or 5 elemental dakinis, which are actually compose the nature of energy of everything in the universe, including one's mind. So with all that, we'll start with the altruistic motivation of these practices, which is the theme of Tibetan Buddhists and all the practices of the Sutra and Tantra tradition. It's stated like this: in order to attain enlightenment, for myself and limitless sentient beings, my mothers, we now all together take refuge and enter the path of skillful means with Dharma practice, of prostrations, and other skillful methods. And this motivation that all beings are not only our mothers, but are the purpose of the practice. And why do we state that? Because we've been around forever. There's no beginning to the universe. There's no middle to the universe. There's no end to the universe. And since this is a timeless situation, actually for each of us, there's no beginning or middle or end to our consciousness. So being in this unlimited, timeless, universal situation, we take refuge in the three jewels and the three roots to support not only our existence, but be the basis for us to move from the drama mind, which we call the conflicted emotional energy program, to the states of awareness where that doesn't exist and doesn't produce pain and suffering. And for some of us, we understand this predicament that we're in the Tibetan word of samsara, which means the state of emotional conflict. And we, all of us, establish that emotional state of conflict by the idea of a self or a soul migrating through various states of existence, heaven to hell and in between, which is not appropriate. It's not favorable, and it is very, very painful. Then in Buddhism, we have the other state of awareness. We call them nirvanic states. But most of these, because of not being guided properly, we think of heaven as the ultimate goal. And heavens are not only a state of conflict because of the arrogance of the gods and goddesses, pride, but they're also impermanent. And this is true. And it's true and in conflict with most religious traditions of how they present the celestial realm. So we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha as a support system to free ourselves of the conflict mind with what we call the 8 spokes of Dharma: right livelihood, right thought, right action, and so forth. But that isn't enough. You need to have also a support system in place to deal with the emotional conflict so that you can treat not only its symptoms, but also the cause of those symptoms. So we incorporate in the sutras and tantric practices symbols of deities, peaceful and protector deities, all associated with the body, speech, and mind of the Lama, the Guru. And that is called the 8-spoked wheel of the medicine Buddha. And so then both the symptoms and the causes are purified with these practices, and one quickly attains the state of maturity in the human condition. And that makes the other 6 realms, heaven to hell and in between, disappear and become obsolete. Then we do the practice of the training, guided by the 3 jewels and the 3 roots that we take refuge in. We have the 6 bodhisattva disciplines. They're called the 6 perfections. And they cause us to move more quickly into these more favorable states of intelligence and how to use them and how to benefit limitless sentient beings with these practices and those developments of higher intelligence. So I'll start and read the method that we transmit all of this to all the languages, cultures of the planet, the Sanskrit language that the Buddha used. And I'll first chant the altruistic motivation. We do this in this class in Sanskrit because the spirits have been hearing this for thousands of years, and it's a method of befriending them, bringing them into association with what we do and help us to develop faster. Tadam Jova Namke Tadam Yampe Samchem Tamche Dudine Jumte Chisi Jangchu Ningpo Lachi Pibardu. Then we chant the refuge prayer of the six perfections, of the six supports, the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Lama, deities, and protectors. And this prayer is also used in the skillful means practice when one takes prostrations and does prostrations and takes refuge together. Palden Lama Dampa Namla Chapsu Shio Yedam Chokorgi Latso Namla Chapsu Shio Sanjay Chom Dende Namla Chapsu Shio Nampe Chur Namla Chapsu Shio Palpe Gandu Namla Chapsu Shio Pawo Kango Chokyum Chume Sho Yeshe Ki Shendang Dempa Namla Chapsu Shio. Then with the six supports, then we enter the Bodhisattva training program called Bodhicitta. And there are two of them. One of them is that everything that exists, nature, is an illusion made of only light and space. And to penetrate that illusion, you must enter into the practice of Bodhisattva training. And those six perfections is this prayer in Sanskrit. Sanjay Chodang Choki Chodnam La Jangchu Pardu Dagni Chapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Jikpe Sonam Ki Choda Benjer Sanjay Ju Parsho. With these six supports and these six perfections, or six practices, you actually are already doing these six. But to make them more powerful in your body, speech, and mind, then we entertain these practices on not only the relative level of existence, but also the ultimate level of the true nature of your awareness. So then the relative and the ultimate merge together, and the relative becomes purified, and the ultimate nature takes its place. And the first of these six is generosity. But as I said, it must be applied not only on the worldly level, but also on the path of skillful means, ultimate level or true nature of your consciousness or awareness. The second is identifying with the skillful acts of morality as being freeing one from negative activity. So morality must also be entertained with ethics in place and good manners and the guidance of the teacher. And in doing that, this perfection increases the benefit of the generosity. The third perfection is patience. Patience for yourself, patience with others, patience with the environment, and patience to take the time to do the practices for both you, everybody else in the world around you. So with diligence and patience working together, then that diligence or perseverance in these first three practices makes it more attainable to attain good results through the fourth practice of meditation. The meditation in the shamanistic tradition of Tibetan Buddhism is not just sitting quietly in a state of peace and tranquility or spacing out. This one includes using the imagination to bring the effect of what's appropriate into your situation and into the situation of those around you and the environment. So meditation using the imagination is called the path of skillful means. Now these first four, and the path of skillful means in meditation, propel you into higher states of awareness as being in the human condition, but intelligent, you know? Intelligence means not just kind and considerate, it means to know both the application of how to deal with the relative world and how to be okay with the pure nature of awareness itself. And that is called insight. So generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, meditative concentration, diligence, and insight all together make it possible to enter into the path of skillful means using the Lama as the ultimate guru, and the mind and body speech of the Lama to be the symbols of the peaceful and protector deities. And this works in both the sutra and tantric applications. Knowing this, we start with the fifth practice, meditation using the imagination. And we connect skillfully not only to our breath, but to the five elements that sustain us through the breathing: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And when we use these elements in a healing practice, the breath becomes the foundation, using what is called the three lights meditation practice. And these three lights are simply a code that increases the energy of the process that keeps us alive, breathing. And the most important of the elements, of course, doing that is air. And so tonight we're going to start with the three lights meditation practice and then introduce the five elements practice with the symbol of air, which is a half sphere of green light. And this guided meditation can be taught to anybody, children, teenagers, adults, and can be applied to any level of schooling, grade school, high school, college. And we do that here in Hawaii. So now we start. Sit with your back straight, eyes open, mouth closed, head slightly tilted, hands in a comfortable position, either on the knees or in the lap. Tilt your head a little forward to line up the energy centers within the body. and breathing through the nose, through the nose, if possible. If not, mouth slightly open, focusing on the breath. Imagine the air element together with the other four elements entering into your lungs as white light. Then the spontaneous energy absorption of those elements into your body becomes a blazing energy of red light passing through every cell in your body. Visualize that. Then these two methods together, the white and the red, bring together and exhale blue light out your nose as a healing energy to space. And you think of that as all pervasive, that all beings are affected or enhanced by this blue light energy exhale. Again, inhale white light, fill your lungs. The absorption of red light through your body is red light flashing through every cell. These two codes together become the blue light exhale out your nose to space. Think of the sky. Now, do 21 of these breaths. 3 like prana yoga practice. When you reach the 21st count, take your focus off the breath, collect the 3 lights into a tiny particle of energy, and imagine it to be centered in your heart chakra, creating a bindu, an energy center within your chest and in the central channel of your life force. At this point, your practice merges with the mother principle of the infinite light pervading boundless space. Rest your mind for a few moments, just contemplating this mother principle of boundless space. Be present and alert. Then collect that light again into that tiny particle. It's called a tigli or bindu, in the center of your heart and visualize it to go into a small sphere of rainbow clear light. Then imagine this sphere to go into the element of the air symbol, a small half sphere, and label this air. Keep it to about the size of your thumbnail in the center of your heart chakra. Then imagine it to move out in front and up before your eyes, 2 feet in front. And from that position, imagine it to grow inside to be large enough that you can comfortably see your physical form sitting inside. Now you are accommodating the air element actually by breathing and psychically by using your imagination. This greatly enhances the healing properties available through your physical form. Then share this healing energy by imagining it, the half sphere of green light, the air symbol to be large enough to encompass an area about 50 miles in diameter. Like this island of Kauai and the ocean surrounding it, inside the green sphere, half sphere. Then apply it to Mother Earth, including her atmosphere being enclosed in the half sphere. Then expand it to completely enclose our solar system, which is billions of miles in every direction inside this air symbol. Then visualize it to grow large enough to completely enclose our spiral dish-shaped galaxy, 100,000 light years in diameter. Then move into the mother state of infinite light pervading space, beyond the restrictions of your ordinary mind. And by doing this, you are entertaining what we call the Dharmakaya, the all-pervasive nature of your mind as limitless space, as a training ground for humans to reach maturity. In this position, no meditation is necessary. Space is space. Then move from this infinite timeless state by again inventing the half sphere of green light enclosing the galaxy. Shrink it to just enclosing the solar system. Smaller and smaller to just enclose Mother Earth. Smaller just to enclose the city, town, or large area of where you're doing your practice. Then imagine all of that becomes a half sphere enclosing your physical form. Again, receiving the full healing energy actually through the elements and psychically through the power of your mental projections, psychically. To end the practice, bring the half sphere to its original small size to in front of your eyes. Drop it to chest level and into your heart chakra. Condense it in size to just a tiny particle of light merging with the infinite light of boundless space. Even though you're thinking of this as limitless and timeless, it is the home of all samsara and nirvanic states of existence. And it is called the all ground or the basis of everything that exists, including your thoughts. Relax, be present, contemplate space. Then bring this developing awareness into in front of your eyes and into your area of influence. And dedicate the results of this to the favorable existence of all sentient beings. And I might add, may they all be as fortunate as we are. This 3 lives, 5 elements practice can be taught without empowerment by anybody. It's an energy program. Not only as an introduction to Dharma practice of the sutras and tantras, but that healing is the purpose of what we do, physically, mentally, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually. And the word spirit entertains the idea that it's very important to connect to the spirit energy in any and every way possible for their assistance in these healing programs. Because we are dealing with not only the symptoms of disease, but the cause. And the cause is simple to understand. For countless lifetimes in the past, we have entertained the idea of an I, or a soul. And this idea appeared out of the all ground of space itself in our consciousness. And in its mode of activity, it causes a rift, a separation between this egocentric idea of awareness to oneself and the world around us, but most importantly, to the beings in the world around us. And these beings, as we say in our altruistic motivation, we're all at one time our mothers, but you can think of them as also one time your lover, one time your children, one time your pet. Because this has been going on through countless lifetimes in the past. And like it or not, it's going to continue into the future. The physical form arises according to the karma of the individual. And believe not believe, you can see that through our social screens, media. You can see it in the world around you, the animals and the humans. But you must know that it exists in the spirit. And the karma for spirits, their form of existence is thousands of years, almost timeless in some cases. For animals and humans, short periods of karmic existence. And because of the existence being conditioned, unfavorable because of the pain and suffering that we endure. And this name for this world that we live in Tibetan, is endurance. Samsara in Tibetan translates into our word endurance because it's continuous. And so to alleviate that, we introduce the path of skillful means. With the guidance of a Lama, or many teachers, the lineage, and the activity of the Buddhas, which don't operate the way we do. Yes, they are there, but not conditioning, living in this emotionally programmed conditioned existence that we do. And therefore they can help us because they can see how to deal with the symptoms and the cause. And so Bodhisattva training starts with the elements and the idea of compassion and loving kindness. The elements is the mother principle of nature to support us in our present state. And the idea of compassion as the male energy program that all beings need to be liberated from this. And in the process, alleviate their painful experiences, eliminate the pain and suffering as it exists. And at the same time, treat the cause, which can be an end to that pain and suffering. So we're going to use tonight the element green Tara. Now she appears peaceful. We use the term Droma, but she operates like an actual worldly mother. In her relationship to her only child or to their children. And on the peaceful level, it's like the mother, oh, everything's, you're so wonderful. Unconditional love. But when the children are unruly or not following the mother's guidance, then she moves into the more wrathful training program. And so the green Tara has these two modes of activity. The peaceful, which is mostly applied through the sutra practices. And the wrathful, when she goes into her standing mode in blazing domes of fire, to train humans how to extend your reference of healing unconditionally, but also without limits and without judgment. And we call that the Dakini mode. So here's Tara in her peaceful mode, which we are going to use tonight. And then we're going to access the wrathful mode using the elements of the Tara in the standing position, the dome of fire, color-coded according to the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space is yellow, red, white, green, and blue. And why do we do that? It's because, like in the 5 elements healing practice, which works, which has tremendous healing effect, to increase that so that it's not just you and a few friends and relatives and people you have karma with, but it includes all the beings in the universe. We say 6 realms. On all the worlds where animals and humans take birth, and reference at the same time all the realms of the gods and goddesses and the lower realms of demonic and deprived spirit, so that they can be part of the program of healing to alleviate their painful situations and bring them to true realization of who and what they are, and in the human condition, how to be mature. Five elements. Fire, earth, space, air, water. Everything that exists, even your thoughts, are in this another principle of support of the elemental nature of your body, speech, and mind. And at the same time, because of the Buddha's introduction to how to become a Buddha, they show you what you do when you get there. And these five states of wisdom or awareness are simply higher states of intelligence of how to be in the human condition and be mature. And they're the same color code. And with this sheet, if I hold it up to the light, those same color codes of the elements apply to the wisdom. But what are these wisdoms? What is Tara? Why does she have five beautiful flowers in her hair? Why do the standing deities have five jewel crowns on their head? Simple. Everything is interconnected. That's a state of like light reflecting in a mirror. It doesn't penetrate the mirror, it goes back out. But the mind of the mirror stays empty. And you should think of your mind like that. That's called mirror-like wisdom. That's the energy field of no separation. Nothing exists separate from you. Everything is interconnected. The next one is the path of bodhisattva activity, of how to use that in conjunction with the third one, which is everything is an illusion. It's an empty state of psychosis and neurosis causing pain and suffering. And the wisdom to that is called voidness. And this state is your superior state of awareness in action, applied to everything. The fourth one is equality. Everything is equal. We're all in this, animals, humans, and spirits, equal in status. No superior or inferior. And unconditionally not good, not bad, just as it is. But more importantly, this state of called one taste brings you into equanimity, where it goes beyond just being liberated. It goes to the point where everybody is liberated.
Well, wouldn't that be cool?
And as Abby says, wouldn't that be cool? And finally, in developing all of this, we use discerning awareness that the unconditional state is unfavorable. The conditional state of existence is unfavorable, and the unconditional state is favorable. That judgmental mind sucks, and non-judgmental mind is the Buddha. That's called discerning awareness. And it means to move to this dense, restricted program that we feed ourselves continually and take that logarithm out, delete it, and put in the right app and click. You're over there. That's discerning awareness. And these five can't be separated. And all together, they create what we call the sixth energy field of perfection, which is the universe itself. And this state of perfection or maturity in the human condition is on the planet today, is existing in our world as very highly developed, mature men and women. And some of them are lamas, and some of them are householders, and some of them are yogis and yoginis, and some of them are ordinary good karma people that have been like this for a long time, now this life, enjoying. And we want that number to become everybody, all 7 to 8 billion humans. And then from that state, then all the animals return and spirits return to the human condition wherever they can and accomplish the same thing. Dakini symbolism. We start with the seed syllable, creation of this sutra or tantric mandala that we imagine and focus on, like we did the 5 elements, using the lama as the projector, and then identifying the lama's body, speech, and mind and abilities to incorporate into our situation. And so the Lama has the lineage backing that this has been going on, at least in our time, for 2,600 years from the time of Shakyamuni Buddha. And then for practical purposes, re-embedded by the teachers, the Buddhas, as Padmasambhava in the Tibetan tradition. And he incorporated this with his consort Geshe Sorgo and Mandarova so that it permeated all the Himalayan countries, all of Tibet, Mongolia, and part of China and Eastern Tibet, Russia. And now it's worldwide. So this seed syllable tong is incorporating all of that. Have the fan on. As the heart energy of fruition, which is the word Buddha, but it means all of space is the Dharmakaya, the Buddha field of this energy program taking place, and everybody in that energy field has this all-pervasive nature called mind and are reaching maturity, moving towards that high state of awareness. That's the seed syllable tone. Looks like a letter 5 with a dot over it. And it's incorporated with a 5 color sphere of light about the size of your thumbnail and your heart center. Then light goes out from that to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, collects that energy, and comes back into you with the empowerment of the teacher, and with the body, speech, and mind of the teacher shining into you, the 3 lights of the Om, Ah, and Hum of your body, speech, and mind are generated in 3 places: the head, the throat, and the heart chakra. Then from the teacher's 3 places, white, red, and blue light coming to your 3 places, the Om, Ah, and Hum energies of body, speech, and mind are activated for higher states of awareness. Then the final empowerment is the teacher, representing all the teachers, moves into you. Like water into water. And that's the fourth empowerment, so that all that enlightened state of energy becomes available to you. Then the white Om moves down the central channel of your life force to the Ah energy in your throat. And those two down into the blue moon in your heart center. And those three together turn into the letter Tom. At that moment, you become the Tara. In this case, the air Tara. We say Karma Dakini or Jetsyndroma in Tibetan. Then you start to visualize yourself as young, beautiful, made of light, with a greenish glow aura, surrounded by 5 colored energy fields, dressed with beautiful jewelry, 5-jewel crown, lotus crown on your head, then earrings, necklace, arms, belt, in 5 colors of silks. And you're sitting on a lotus sun and moon seat, which symbolizes you are in the human condition, but as a light body. And this energy is blissful. It combines the 4 joys of physical joy, mental joy, emotional joy, being free of conflict, and spiritual joy all together in a state of consciousness that's beyond imagination, but existing and available to every single sentient being. Then this 5-colored light of energy with the Tom, when you can see yourself in this rainbow body of awareness, your mother appears in front of you. You project this, what you are, to her as Tara, mirror like wisdom. Then that same mirror like wisdom to your father and all your relatives. Whether you knew them or not, whether you liked them or not, don't judge. And all the people you have karma with, not just this life, but all your past life. And pets. And you think of all the 7 to 8 billion humans on the planet as this green Tara. Then you project it to the 4 realms of the spirit world, filling space, infinite in number, Tara, everywhere, every particle, Tara, a Buddha field. And with this idea of a light mandala filling space, it fills your mind. And that causes the heart mantra to appear of compassion and loving kindness for all other beings. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. And those 10 syllables are formed around the tongue in your heart center. And this mantra to enhance your physical position and your speech, connecting to your thoughts of this mandala being applied to every being and to the world, the elemental world around us, nature, comes out in a vibration with your voice. You sit with one hand, extending infinite kindness to others, and the other holding the lotus of infinite power or ability to be what you really are. A kind and considerate human being. Mature in all that you do. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re So Ha. That mantra starts to move when you sound it. Counterclockwise. And as it moves counterclockwise, it radiates infinite amounts of energy through your body, together with the tom also radiating. And this goes out in every direction like the sun does the solar system in your mandala. It's healing. As you sound this mantra, and every being in your mandala is doing exactly the same thing you are. In this way, we all progress together to these higher states of accomplishment. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re So Ha. 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 The Tara application has 21 qualities of higher states of intelligence based on loving kindness and concern for the well-beings, loving kindness, compassion, together with the power of the practice and the insight and knowledge of being liberated from pain and suffering, from mental afflictions, emotional affliction. These 21 taras are the makeup of your true nature. And discerning these gives you impetus, encouragement to practice this mandala, this path of skillful meaning, more and more, day and night, so that these develop quickly. Because the result is liberation from the conflict of your mental, emotional, and physical obstacles, self-created. You know, karma is the tendencies of negative activity of body, speech, and mind that you generated in previous lives, following you like a shadow to this life. So this is how we purify, liberate ourselves from these very, very harmful tendencies. Together with the compassion, power, and insight, the wisdom and compassion and power come together as the first Tara. The second Tara is the removal of obstacles through the mantra practice, gives one swift protection from the 8 causes of suffering, the 5 emotional ones, then sorcery, and the practicing of religions with the wrong motivation, harmful motivation, and any kind of harm from humans, animals, and spirits. Tara is creative wisdom. This wisdom is already in place. It's innate in you. You can't discover it outside. Your body is part of the outside world. Its 5 doors, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, and feeling, are out here. But the true nature of those is inside. And the wisdom of that is the Tara, in action. Tara is impeccable virtue. And that is the results of these practices. Also, Tara is always victorious in accomplishing what is favorable in your position, in your situation. Tara is sublime intelligence. Sublime means empty, not apparent, but accomplishes what is necessary from that state. And that's outside the limitations of thinking and helps you to abandon all obstacles formed by thinking, judgment. Tara is worthy of honor, and that's applied to your teachers. Tara is invincible courage, fearless, abandon fear and hope entirely. Their wasted energy and replace them with conviction that being this honorable mother, using her mantra, seed syllable, creating her mandala, applying it to others, works. She is true refuge, applies to the 3 jewels and the 3 roots. She is joyful and full of laughter. Ha, ha, ha. Tara is auspicious beauty, magnetizing what is appropriate. Tara is irresistible truth, which is your true nature, which causes you to become irresistible. Tar is ferocious compassion, applied when necessary as the dakini. Tara is serene peace, a state of complete relaxation. Something like a permanent vacation. Tara is destroyer of attachment, neediness, which is why you took the human condition in the first place. Desire. That's not appropriate. Tara is triumphant joy, transformation of all poisons or obstacles, removal of sadness and sorrow, radiant good health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the completion of the path of enlightenment, without a goal, without a ceiling, and timeless. And under that, they have a little, because of these 21 applications of the qualities of Tara, one is endowed with calm strength, arranged with the three truths of Om, Ah, and Hum as your body, speech, and mind, vanquishing all demons as they appear, and all those beings which wish them harm. She is Tare, the supreme and unexcelled aspect of motherhood. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. 21 applications in your mandala. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. 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 So your tom is in your heart center. The mantra is rotating as you chant it counterclockwise. All the energy light through you out to all beings. The infinite number of taras in your mandala doing the same thing you are. And you can apply them to your mother, father, friends, relative, pets, every individual you have karma with, huge groups of individuals that are part of the social makeup of the human world we live in. However you use it. Om Tara, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tara. Whisper. And without sound, imagine it. And with whisper. Om Tara. Om Tara Tu Tara Jure Soha. 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 Then I add the code of the yam as the sound of the element energy, air, gas, air, and ah, the vibration of all energy as it exists, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Yam Am Soha. Ah produces the Buddha of Amuga city. And this Buddha is the activation of all body, speech, and mind in the Bodhisattva training program. The Karma family. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Yam Am Soha. 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 So we are combining the mother principle of the element with the Tara principle of unconditional loving kindness and compassion, power and insight, and all the 21 aspects, qualities of time. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Yam Am Soha. 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 Then change the seed syllable yam to mom and connect that to the Bodhisattva energy field of mirror-like wisdom, no separation. Everything is your support. Everyone is your mandala of Tara. Those two sounds come together, mom and hum. And hum is the sound of infinite healing applied to any modality or any harmful cause of suffering. You become blue. Those two seed syllables are in your heart center. All of the taras in your mandala are blue, same as you. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Mom Om Soha. 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 Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Mom Soha. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Mom Soha. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Mom Om Soha. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Mom Om Soha. Then you change the white tar with the seed syllable bomb for space and om for voidness, emptiness, like space, spatial awareness, white tar. And then all the tars in your mandala become white tar. And you add these two vibration sounds to your mantra. Om Tara Tu Tara Tu Om Om Soha. Om Tara Tutare Turi Ram Sawa. Om Tara Tutare Turi Ram Om 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 Sawa. This white Tara application in actual practice is long life Tara called Sering Droma. Then we move to the activity of equality or equanimity, everything equal. One taste. And you add the seeds of Lam and Cham to the mantra. And you become gold tar, yellow tar. Then all the tars in your mandala, same as you, doing what you're doing. Om tar tu tari ture, long cham so. Om tar tu tari ture, long cham so. Cham is Ratnasambhava, the Buddha of equanimity, the antidote to pride and arrogance. Om Tara Tutare Chure, Om Cham Soha, 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 Om Tara Tutare Chure, Om Cham Soha. This Tara is the Tara of abundance, the earth Tara. Then you move to the red Tara, Hema Dakini, and her seed syllables are Ram and Hri. And Hri is the seed syllable of infinite light of the energy field of the Buddha Amitabha. With this, you discern that everything is that energy, radiant light throughout boundless space. Everything you can think of, everything you can imagine, and everything that you activate. Om Tara Tutare Chure, Ram Hri Soha. All the tars in your mandala are red in color. And these are the heart sounds, Ram and Hri. Om Tara Tutare Chure, Ram Hri Soha. 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 Having created these 5 mandalas of the 5, we say, elemental taras, earth, water, fire, air, and space as the mother principle of compassion, power, and insight. With this wisdom, then you collect all the beings in the mandala into you as the central Tara, green Tara. Then all the red Taras of the 6 realms, all sentient beings become that into you. Then all the gold Taras, then all the white Taras, the sentient beings, then all of the blue Taras, and then all of the green Taras of the activity of the Tara. With all sentient beings entering into you, streaming in from every direction, you as the central symbol of the rainbow body of bliss, disappear into the Tara mantra in your heart center. Om Tara Tu Tara Ture Soha. And those 10 salvos, one by one, disappear into the green chong. The green chong, surrounded by a 5-colored sphere of light, either contracts to a tiny point and enters the state of infinite space, or expands to the totality of space and becomes space. Either inward or outward, or if you can, both at the same time. And then you rest in this state. Of the ultimate truth as awareness. No meditation. The practice is to remain present, open to the infinite Dharmakaya, clear of judgmental mind, with nothing to add or take away. Relax in the vivid awareness as the essence of your true nature, Buddha. No meditation. Just relax and be present. In a word, bliss. In this second stage of the practice, moving from the creation stage of the deity and the mandala into this state of voidness, is not to escape, but simply to keep to the present moment, not allowing the mind to move to future or past events, not judging the thoughts that arise, just allow them to arise and disappear, whether it be one at a time or many at one time. And most importantly, being awake simply means not allowing your mind to be dull or sleepy or unaware. So whatever arises is the practice. And having no judgment about what arises, whether it be from the physical emanation of your body or the mental emanations of your thoughts, produces a state of clarity that requires nothing to add, nothing to block or take away. And this moment to moment experience of awareness can be applied to anything and everything in the in-between sessions of formal practice. Very useful in all situations. We're being the deity and applying the mantra to arising situations, especially if they're harmful. And then being able to apply these two results of practice night and day. Arising in the morning, put them into practice. Slipping into sleep at night, put them into practice. In retreats, apply them in dreams. And post-meditationally, to your worldly activity. Then when the moments of the elements dissolving one into the other, as you leave this corpse behind, simply be present. And when at all possible, do Tonglen. It's the activity of what we call the application of infinite okayness. And Tonglen is used with individual connections, people we have karma with, or groups, or different types of beings. And you remove their difficulties with your breath. And at the moment of inhaling, you take all their negative energy without judgment into your heart chakra, which you've developed into a potential for infinite healing, and disappear all that black negative into your heart. Immediately, white light emanates back, and infinite okayness takes hold in that individual or those groups or that situation. Nothing more than that is necessary. All negativity in with harmful black light into your heart center with your inhale. With your exhale, immediately infinite okayness applied to the individual, the group, or the situation. There's no limit to this. There's no time element. It's Mahamudra in action. Dzogchen in action. The great perfection in action. And it's too perfect. It's too close. It's too profound. It's too simple. But the practicality of it produces powerful, wonderful result. And thank you all for tonight's practice, joining this group. We do the dedication for the benefit of all beings. May they be as fortunate as we are. Ewa di nurdu dar, chagya champo drug your name, chova chinking waldo pa, te sala gopar show, sanjay kusum nimpai jimla dam, shoni maker dimpai jimla dam, hindu miche dumpai jimla ki, chitar gomwa mongong jopar show. By this virtue, having realized Mahamudra, may we quickly establish all beings not leaving out one. By the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, by the blessing of the appropriate wishes of us, the Sangha, being unwavering, may this dedication and prayer be fulfilled. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. Duchiche, aloha, tashi dele, mahalo, thank you. May you all be well and full of bliss.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ramatashi. And thank you, Abby.
Aloha.
Aloha.